Despite Liverpool's strong league position in first, we are not playing very good football right now. Something has to change. Salah is not impacting the game like we know he can do. He's not touching the ball close enough to the box and the goal. In fact, his touches in the box are almost half on last year. Florian Wirtz has come into this team, into this league, and struggled to make his mark and make an impact. Our midfield, arguably the midfield of the season last year, is being overran, playing as a single two pivot. Our fullbacks are not impacting the game like we know these attacking fullbacks are or can do. Our defenders, certainly Konate, are giving the ball away cheaply, costing goals. We are making too many errors, too many big chances being left for the opponent on transition on the counter. This has to change, and in my opinion, a 4-3-3 changes it. I'm no qualified coach or anything. I'm just a fan saying what I'm saying. And if you want to see more of that on this channel, please do subscribe. I'd like to think these takes I'm giving you here are somewhat rational. I'm not going to be reactionary when we get beaten and scream and shout to cause a scene and get views. This is about what we're seeing on the pitch. And for me, a lot of these things I'm seeing can be fixed with this formation, right? I'd love to know your thoughts on this. I've gone for these 11 players just for the purpose of the video. In my opinion, off the ball, Liverpool play like this, a 4-3-3. I'm just going to remind you, this formation won Liverpool the Premier League last season. Go back to basics. Liverpool are struggling to win games. Like, we're winning games, but we're struggling to do it convincingly in a way that's sustainable. Liverpool can't keep playing like they played against Galatasaray, Burnley, Newcastle, Bournemouth. You will concede goals. The first game of the season was 4-2. That ain't on. Sorry, that ain't on. This formation off the ball is how you defend. Liverpool did it last year. In fact, Liverpool defended like this last year. Szoboszlai playing as the front four. I don't care how you defend. All you need is bodies back. This cold's catching up with me. We are not having enough bodies back. We are conceding too many chances on the break. Is it a coincidence? Most of our goals come from us losing possession in middle, and then they go and score. Stop it then. Get your fullbacks back. Frimpong's too high up. Kerkez is too narrow. Right now, we're building up in a back three like this kind of thing. Kerkez is tucking over. Frimpong's getting up here. Salah's doing... It ain't working. Kerkez did not come to Liverpool, believe me, to play as a left-sided centre-back. Behind Gvardiol last year, in the Premier League, Kerkez was second in terms of impacting the game high up the pitch. His average position was there, and that was the second highest for a left-back in the whole league last year. Why is he playing there? We've immediately misprofiled this player, it seems. Like we've not seen anything from what he did last year. Like we've not seen all the contributions last year. Like we didn't actually watch that Newcastle game last year where Bournemouth battered him and he was arguably the best player. Use the player. And what happens if you use Kerkez? If you let Kerkez go forward, and the same with Frimpong. Let's just say these fullbacks have gone forward from our 4-3-3. Wirtz tucks in. Wirtz doesn't need to hold the width now, because he can now play in the left half space. That seems like a familiar phrase. Oh yeah, because he played there for 3 years at Leverkusen. We bought the player off the back of his body of work in the left half space, with Grimaldo at Leverkusen overlapping. I don't see a reason why this relationship can't be reformed, whatever you want to say. I think something can be made here between these two players. Also, if you want to bring Gakpo in here, which will happen this season, Gakpo will play games. Gakpo can come in there, in my opinion, and play as a left forward. I think he'll be very good there. Ekitike can come in there and play as a left forward. Isak will not play every game this year. Ekitike can play as a forward player. Gakpo can play in there. Wirtz can play in there. Oh, what's going on? Oh my god. I've just loaded up an advert. I'm not sponsored by them. Not yet. You know what I mean? The options here are pretty fluctuative? That's not a word. It can fluctuate. And it's pretty expendable, I'd say. Pretty adaptive. The starting team for me would be this, though. If Wirtz was playing, don't get me wrong, very well as a number 10, I'd be going, right, don't change it. But he's not. Not being funny. You need to get a spark out. You need something to ignite this player. It can't get any worse. Yeah, Wirtz is creating chances. I'm not being funny. For £130 million, I want goals, not chances. I could create chances at Liverpool. That maybe sounds harsh. I'm exaggerating with that point, of course. Wirtz has been okay this year, but he's certainly been nowhere near that level we expect him to be at. Moving him here literally doesn't change anything. It can't get any worse. He can't underperform from what he's doing now, in my opinion. Furthermore, Salah playing as a right forward. So let's just strip this back as to what it is. Forget everyone else on this team. This is your front three. Not this. We're currently playing a 4... Let me bring Gakpo in. We're currently playing, just focus on this front four, a 4-2-3-1. Salah doesn't work in a 4-2-3-1. He's not far enough forward. He's playing too wide. He's too deep. Not impacting the game. He's not scoring enough goals. Why? Why is that? I can't work that out. It's like the most obvious thing of all time, and I can't work out why he's not changed it. What do I know? Ultimately, I don't know anything, but I'm just saying what I'm seeing. He's not near enough to the goal. He's not in the box enough. Move him near the box. Wirtz is not playing well enough there. Move him where he played at Leverkusen. There's your front three. Let's build from the front. Isak plays. He's a phenomenal forward player. He was not getting the ball in that Galatasaray game. He touched the ball like 5 times. Sorry, I don't know if that's on him. I don't know if that's on the team. I don't know if it's on the manager. Probably a bit of both. But he shouldn't be coming. I remember he touched the ball here. I don't want Isak there. Get him in the box. Frimpong was literally, this is how much of an attacking player he is. He started right wing for us the other day. Yet, he's not playing anywhere near there. Frimpong has played as a right back for Liverpool and as a right winger. He's not actually played in his actual position of a right wing back yet, in my opinion. Playing him there and playing Kerkez there on the other side, offering a bit of balance, which we haven't had this year, instead of Kerkez tucking in, for me is so much better. Again, he's not come to Liverpool to tuck in as a back three. Get him forward. Overlap. Wirtz can then come central, instead of playing wide and wasting him wide. McAllister, Szoboszlai. This is a midfield pairing who've just won the Premier League, chucking Gravenberch to make it as a 3. I don't see why this wouldn't work. And do you know something? You're probably looking at it thinking, well, there's only 2 defenders there. We saw so many times last year that, and when I say that, people go, oh, well, what? No, Gravenberch isn't a centre-back. I never once said he was a centre. I've never once on this channel said Gravenberch should play centre-back. That's not what this is. If you are taking from this that Gravenberch is a middle centre-back, you're I'm going to be frank, an idiot. He's a more conservative midfielder of the 3. He's just holding back. He's just sitting. Is that the ideal role for Gravenberch? Probably not. Probably better 8 than a 6. However, right now you've got to take one for the team. Not being funny. Did it last season. You've kind of got to go back to basics here and do it again. And listen, when we're on the attack, say we're down the left, I'm not saying Frimpong should be up here. You've got to tuck and hold, right? You've got to play the game a bit and balance. The same with Kerkez. When you go on this side, Kerkez, you've got to kind of come in, right? So many times, certainly against Palace, we played him twice now. In that first game in the cup, that ball was on so many times to Munoz because Kerkez wasn't deep enough, and when he was deep enough, it was too central. You've got to play as a left back, for me, not a centre back, not a left wing back, not a left winger, sorry, left back. Frimpong plays a right back who gets forward. For me, Liverpool have to play a 4-3-3, which for me on the ball looks like something like this. I think it makes sense on so many levels. You've got a midfield 2 in here protecting Gravenberch. If I was saying to you, oh, well, Gravenberch should drop into a back 3 and then McAllister sits in front, like, what the hell's that? You don't do that. But because you've got 2 players, you've got that cover, and one of them's as physically disciplined and brilliant as Szoboszlai is, it helps. You know what I mean? Salah's close to goal. Wirtz is in his best position. Kerkez is getting forward. Frimpong's getting forward. Szoboszlai's best position of all time I've ever seen him play is right central midfield. With all due respect and with all the will in the world, he was fantastic at right back. He's not a right back. He's probably a decent right forward player. He's not a right forward player. He was a decent 6. He's not a 6. He's a right number 8. Get him there. McAllister's a left number 8. Play him there. Look up. We bought him off the back of an amazing campaign with, I guess, the World Cup side, Argentina, and I guess the Brighton side, and that's where he played. He wasn't a holding player. He was actually going quite far forward against Brighton, and we kind of dropped him back a bit. For me, this is the team that we should play. I'd love to know your thoughts down below. Listen, I want to keep this short because I'm still getting over this cold. I just had to get that out there. And we'll end it on this. We'll end it on the substitutions, because does this team limit your subs from coming on and working? For me, again, no. Robertson, I think, would be fine there. Gomez, I think, would be fine where Konate is. Leone, when he's back fit, I think obviously could play anywhere there. Bradley, I think, would be fantastic in that role. I really do think that. He's got the physical attributes to make that work. I think Bradley's being quite overhated right now. I think people are being quite unfair on him. Bajcetic will be fantastic in that role there in the cup games. Bajcetic played as a centre-half. That would be a fantastic role for him. Jones is the one where I actually think you're getting the best out of him as opposed to any player in this. As a bench player, I mean. Jones as a left 8. He's not exactly where you want him. I think he's playing too deep. I think at times he's been... We saw it against Chelsea last year. I remember he scored. He was maybe too far forward. I think as a left eight, which we don't play with eights really. Well, we kind of do, but I see them more as sixes, a 4-2-3-1. I find it hard to say McAllister and Gravenberch at eights all the time. I guess they are. I guess they're more eights than sixes, but you look at a 4-2-3-1, you probably should be a six, really. There should be at least 1 6 in there, and at times that finds itself being Jones. He's a better 8 than a 6. Endo, of course, could play as a number 6 there. Nyoni again. Nyoni would be fantastic in there in the cup games, in my opinion. Ngumoha, I think Ngumoha is an interesting one. I think he, as a left, let me just put McAllister back in. Sorry, this is a bit all over the place here. Ngumoha would be an interesting one. I don't think we've seen enough from him yet to work out what he's best at doing. For me, he's amazing at cutting inside. So do you want to move him centrally? Because then you almost can't cut inside. If he likes to pick the ball up wide, as does Gakpo. They're very similar players in how they like to attack fullbacks. I think Ngumoha is a bit more expressive and also a bit more varied. I think Ngumoha can go wide to the byline at times. But ultimately, both of them want to cut in on the right foot. If you move them both central, and this is the criticism, I'm taking this on board, it almost doesn't leave you with enough room to take a man on and to drift in the middle, because you're almost in the middle anyway. Do you know what I'm trying to say there? He would rather come wide, take a man on, beat his fullback, and then go. Do you get my point with that? So that's an interesting one. Sorry, excuse me. This cold. Obviously, Ekati can play as a striker. He can play as that player there. I think that's fine. Chiesa, likewise on the right. Let me know your thoughts down below. Please subscribe if you're new and leave a like on the video if you enjoyed. It actually really goes far. Leave a like. It's the easiest way of helping out. Thank you guys. See you later on.